Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. As you see by the title, it's going to be totally different from the content that I have on my page, but I basically love to help people. Like, that is my sole purpose. I want to educate people on whatever knowledge or experience that I've gone through in my life to be able to help someone. And I feel like the information that I have on my little notebook today will definitely help new CCAs coming up into the post office. If you have thought about being a mail carrier, if you are about to go to orientation, you're already on the job, or whatever the case may be, all of these tips and resources will definitely be able to help you. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I want to start by saying each station is totally different. Each state is totally different. I currently live here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I've been to all the, I guess, Atlanta stations at least like once or twice, and really going to other stations has really taught me how to be a better mail carrier. This is the most easiest and rewarding job, simply because I find rewards in whatever I'm doing, no matter how big or small. I'm just a person that finds what could be done better or helpful, and that's just how I navigate through a job. I've just always been in management, or just a long-term 6-8 years at a job. So I like stability. And with the post office, they do give you training. It's just more so of, it's nothing like when you get on the field, basically. Like, once you get hands-on in that vehicle starting, it can be very traumatic at times, but I feel like if you are prepared, preparation is key in this job. You really have to have everything, and that's why I want to kind of start by, we talk about preparation, what I have in my lunch bag. I am a girl, but I feel like, you know, the things that I have in here are essential, and it really will help. It really will help. And as you can see, it's kind of, I just really like grab this. So whatever is going to be in here, whatever is going to be in here. So I'm going to start off with this, because this was just kind of like right here. This is my neck fan. But it has like 3 settings. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's hot in the summertime. Spring, it gets really hot, and so sometimes you may be somewhere, like even apartment complex don't have AC, or these package rooms be extremely hot. So I bought this last year, and it has helped me with the summer times, the, you know, your harsh weathers, like it really has. My insulated water bottle definitely keeps my water cool at all times. I don't have my lunch in there, of course not. I have some lotion because I like to be moisturized. I have some sunscreen. As you can tell, really, like, I really just put this in here like maybe 2 weeks ago, because, you know, the sun's been out, and last year I got a tan that was pretty serious. So I just said I'm gonna make sure I have my stuff in here. I got a backup charger for my my phone, wall charge. You just never know, it comes in handy. Make sure you have your badge. I have my badge with me. Some lip gloss. You definitely need a marker, pen to be able to help you endorse, you know, your vacants, your return and senders, mail, all of those things. Some lip gloss. I wear contacts, so this, sticky notes. You just really want to be prepared, but the most important thing is your badge, that marker or pen, the insulated, my water bottle, some hand sanitizer at all times, because it's so many different situations you can be. I got more pens over here. I'm a girl that just prepared, so I have another phone charger, and it charges my headphones as well. All those other things is kind of like too personal girly stuff. I have braces, so I have to keep, you know, things, because you kind of eat on the go. Just depending on what station you're at, what volume of mail, you gotta eat on the go sometimes. I mean, you do, I take my 30 minutes, but as well, you know, you can't just travel, because it depends on what location you're in. Travel to get to a restroom, to just kind of put yourself in a hygienic space. But this is, for the most part, stuff that I have in there that I have every day that really puts me. I always keep an extra water bottle as well, because the job is physical. It's a very physical job, and so you just want to make sure you're hydrated. You want to make sure that you are nourished, you know, so you can go do the job, because it's fun. You meet so many different people. You just gain a rapport with the leasing office, you know, just people that you're coming in contact each and every day. And then certain, you know, customers always purchasing packages, so you kind of start seeing their name frequently, mail, you know, it's just these things. So you just always want to be prepared, always want to be in good spirit, and they're just making sure you're hydrated, making sure you have everything that you need to be able to perform at the topmost, highest level. So I want to talk about casing. When you come in, of course, each route is totally different. I want to get into the nitty gritty. So say it's your first day that you are on this route, and of course you don't know anything about the route. You always want to ask, is there keys, codes, anything that this route needs? Take a picture if they have anything on the case. It'll tell you, hey, this is a gate code, this is the package room code. You want to know those things. It's always best to ask another fellow CCA, hey, you know, what this route is. Is it a walking route? Like, what kind of route it is? Because I've been on a route where it's a riding route. It's, you know, nothing but, you know, residential, and and then it had apartments in it. So the apartments was in the mail, the DPS as well. And so how the post office, or like how, you know, everything is right, like turn right, because that's how, you know, basically like the geographical setup is. So it basically had me starting my riding, the residential, and then it took me to the apartments, right? And then I only did like the apartments that was facing this way, because it was two mailboxes. Then it wanted me to go back to the riding and then come back to the apartments. But I'm not knowing. I'm thinking, okay, like day of mail. Okay, I guess I must be done with the apartments. I did all the packages, because I mean, it's just self-explanatory when you do the packages, because you're in charge of that. DPS is automated if it comes from the plant. So you just always want to fumble through your mail. If they say, hey, you got apartments in there, I would take that section of apartments and I would rubber band it. Love rubber band, simply because it's just going to help you be efficient. It helps you just be able to take it out, go on about your day quick, fast. You know, you just want everything to flow. You want everything to flow, so you will be able to take your 30 minutes. So you will feel like you're not rushing, you know, so you'll be able to be organized, because if you're in chaos, you're not going to be organized. So I would do that, and I'm going to insert a little video or a picture here that shows like how I rubber band my stuff or whatnot. Everything's gonna be flipped because the privacy of, you know, addresses and securing my job as well. So you just want to do that, because you just never know how things are, and sometimes it's just not in order. It's supposed to be automated, but I would say 90% to 95% it is. But, you know, it could be one of those days you having a great day, and then once you get out there and start your route, it's messed up. So you always want to check, no matter, even if you go to other stations, don't be afraid to check your mail. Don't be afraid, because at the end of the day, you're delivering, you're responsible for it. So you just basically want to have all your, you know, your ducks in a row to have a great day. And I had to learn the hard way for you guys. And so that's why I'm making this video, because I love helping, and I've really come to understand that's my sole purpose in life, is be able to help people in every avenue that I take in life. I'm sorry. Every avenue that I take in life. So you just want to make sure when you're casing your mail, you want to rubber band like each section, such as if it's riding, this is my riding part. If it's apartments, if it's business, you want to rubber band that off, because also as well, when you're driving, you go at a nice speed, but sometimes things can tip over. And like I say, these things are preventative. It's not necessary, but I've had, just being a rookie, having everything in my truck and everything, and my DPS flipped over. The worst day ever. Worst day ever. I wouldn't recommend that for nobody, because that was really horrible. But there's no L's, there's only lessons in life. So you just really want to make sure you have everything set in stone before, when you leave the station. When you're done casing, you putting everything on your hand truck and you're rolling it out to your truck. The part of your mail, you want to be done with that. You want to make sure you're organized. You know where everything is. You don't have everything everywhere. It's just best to just be organized. And that's my number 2 going into after casing, is organization. You want to organize. I'm going to send put a little clip right here, and it's going to show you basically how my truck is organized. It may look crowded, it may look cluttered, but it's organized, from apartments, from my business, from if it's riding, whatever it is. I know exactly what is what, but it's organized. So even if I'm hitting a tight corner or something like that, because I ain't gonna make it seem like I'll be out here rolling, but it is those days when I got a lot of pivots. Because some days I have 3, 4 pivots. No, 4 is pushing it. The most I've had was 3 pivots. But you just trying to get out there, and when you turn them corners, sometimes things can move around or whatnot. So you just always want to be cautious of keeping everything tight. I keep everything tight. I keep everything in the bucket, and if it's big packages, line it up where it's inside the little I guess the bars or the barrels, so if it moves, it won't tip over, because it's something blocking it. So you just always want to be organized, from having when you put the mail in the truck. Like I said, you're going to see everything in the video. My mail is on the floor if I'm in a 2-ton or a ProMaster. Other than that, it's going to be up front riding with me if I'm in an LLV or Metrics, or Metrics, the Mercedes van. So if I'm in those, then it's up front with me. But you just want to make sure that you are organized to the T, because that really affects your day. That's really what have you having a 10-day, having a 5-day. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we're dealing with weather, animals, organization, because you could be dealing with that as well. But if, like I said, if you already do step 2 like you're supposed to, then everything is gonna flow. I've known that when I'm organized, my day is flowing. I'm getting done faster or quicker than I would normally if it just thrown in there. And I don't think nobody really just throwing in there, because when you get to your first stop, you don't have time to be shuffling through packages, mail and stuff. But loading your truck, and that goes into organization. Loading your truck, you want to load it to specific spots, and nice and neat, because that's going to be helpful. Like I said, you don't want stuff flying everywhere. You want to know, you don't want to miss package. You don't want to have to go back, double back in. It's a waste of time, and it's frustrating. So you want to make sure you get everything that you need for that apartment, because sometimes some apartments, you got to take an elevator, you got to take this and that, go around back. It's a lot sometimes to even get inside the building. So to have to go back or double back it's frustrating, and it's time consuming. So you just want to make sure you did that part, and always double check. If you feel like something, like you missing something, because when you load your truck, you physically have seen what you have. And so it's like, dang, I know I had this, or, like that. And if you feel like this is like you missing something, double check. Because 9 out of 10, going with your first mind, 9 out of 10, you're right. So I have double checked, and I'm like, dang, I missed that, or having to go back. I can't stand having to go back. It's just one of my pet peeves. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I need to do to, be efficient that day. And I feel like how I wrote all of these down basically coincides with each other, because number 4 is organizing mail. And we already spoke on that. And I gave an example of that. Because organizing mail and casing is like hand in hand. Because once you pull down, because you case up, and once you pull down, that's your case mail that's not in order. Then you got a separate tray of DPS. So what I do is, like, if I have apartments, businesses, or even sometimes riding, I would, rubber band, take it off, wrap my case mail, and as you're going to see in these pictures, and then behind it, rubber band the case mail that I actually cased that morning, and then rubber band the two together. So if I just need to pull that, drop it in my bucket, and go to the business or apartment, I know I got all the mail for that location. There is nothing that I'm leaving behind, because when I left the station, everything was rubber band, everything was together. So I know first stop, second stop, third stop, and so forth on. So it all goes together, but there's no sequence. I tried to do it as sequence, so, but as I'm talking, it's like kind of all coming together. So organizing your mail goes hand in hand with loading your truck and everything. So you just want to know, hey, da da da. And sometimes, like if you're new, like, hey, you following the mail or whatnot, but as you understand, like, hey, today, because a lot of times when it's a new route, you don't know if the mailbox have coverings, if it's inside or anything like that. So you have to deal with the weather. And so a lot of times, if I know, like, hey, it's raining today, so I got 2 apartments that I have a hold down on this particular route, it's 2 places that doesn't have covering. So if it's a rainy day or a cold day, or it's just like, hey, I want to hit that first, because I know by the time the sun gonna be out, or the bees, it's this particular apartment that the bees start coming out at like 12, 1 o'clock. So I always try to hit that first, so I can be, don't have to worry about that, out of sight, out of mind. But the way the mail wants me to run it, it wants me to run it last. Is baby, I'm getting attacked. I did that before, and I got an attack before. I didn't get stung, but I just was dealing with a lot. I had to call maintenance. Hey, can you come spray? Da da da. That's too time consuming, but that's the safety of, my job, myself, well, the safety of me, and that's what I needed to have. So at the end of the day, don't be afraid to voice your opinion about your safety. Like, at the end of the day, you got to care about you. If nobody cares about you, you have to care about you. Secondly, I want to talk about time tracking your time. So now, we used to have cards, we would swipe, and now we sign in, or clock in. I would say clock in on a scanner now. Our begin time, our move, our end time, all of that is recorded on the scanner now. So we have, in light blue, the virtual time card. So once you clock out, I think maybe like the earliest I've ever done it was maybe like 20 minutes. Look on there, and it's telling you when you clock out. Unfortunately, we have people that like to play games. Some managers like to play games, and you wouldn't think that, because this is post office, government job, and as much as they want to be serious about getting people mail and packages, they don't feel as serious about making sure you get paid. Honestly, when you're a rookie, they try to play games with you. So what I would do, and what I would advise others to do, is to screenshot on your phone. Once you, like for me, I screenshot every Friday, because that's when time goes in. Saturday starts a new pay period, starts a new week. So Friday, when I clock out, screenshotting. So when I get paid, I can look that Monday, I can look on there before I get paid Friday and see what my time is it lining up and everything. And then it just gives you proof. So if something is wrong, they can make adjustments. They have to make an adjustment, and that's what it's literally called. But I've been run through the ringer about that, because somebody was manually changing my time. And so I just don't want anyone else to go through that. I've learned the hard way about it. People are just evil sometimes. People are just miserable. And you got to understand, when you have so much light within yourself, if you're a type of person, when I get to a job, like I've been in stable jobs. So once I get to a job, I already have in my mind, I'm just going to be pleasant. I'm going to do the best that I can, and I'm going to make the best of it while my time is here, because that's just the type of person I am. Once I agree to do something, I'm not going to complain about the bad things that I see. I just make it the best way possible for me. And I can't speak for others, but, you know, management is some women, because the men I've encountered, they helping. You say, hey, something wrong with my time, they're gonna fix it immediately. It's the women that drag their feet and yada yada yada. So you want to always make sure you are screenshotting your time on your virtual time clock in light blue at all times. Something feel iffy with the scanner, you clocking out, because sometimes it's just weird because it gives you beeping noise and sometimes it won't. So when it doesn't give you a beeping noise, you're like, so I take a picture of it, like that's when I clocked out, yada yada yada. I got proof, because with the post office they need proof. You know, your word's not good enough. For some reason, your word's not good enough. But it is a very rewarding job. It is a great job. It's just you have to dot your I's, cross your T's, and, you know, really just try to do your best. And just understand that, you know, whatever it throws at you, if you're prepared, you got everything like I have in my lunchbox, just organizing, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But those are the two most important things. Like, don't be scared to go through the DPS, go through, because it does not always go in order. Sometimes literally it does not. All 90-95, that's a big chance, but also that 10% will give you hell the entire day, you know. So even when you go to other stations as a CCA, you will be sent other stations that need you, you know. But it's a good thing for me. That's where I learned. I was able to just meet new people. So when I do bid on a route or, you know, at a different station, I'm like, oh, I like the atmosphere that when I went to, you know, Martech, or when I went to Doraville, or whatever the case may be. So I just really learned at other stations, and it just showed me different routes. It just showed me different houses, the architect, you know, just the engineering of things. And it's just like, wow, like, you know, so I just really enjoyed that. But I've also been in spaces where I didn't have my water, I didn't have my snacks, and it made life miserable. So you always want to keep you snacks. If you on a budget friendly, grab your snacks from home, put in your lunchbox, or before you hit your first stop, go to the gas station, go somewhere, get you some food. Make sure you have snacks, little snacks that you can snack on throughout. You want to have a meal, but you also want to have snacks, because it's a physical. Sometimes, you know, dismount, you may have to get out and get to that mailbox if it's on a, you know, main street, because those mailboxes are not right there on the street. They're kind of far back, so you have to get out, keep, you know, at each mailbox. And, you know, just depending on the weather, it may be raining, maybe hot, maybe cold, you ready to get back in. It's just so many different degrees, but you're always going to be prepared. How you dress, what you wear, and like I say, staying hydrated no matter if it's cold or hot. You want to keep you some water, because it's a physical job, you know. But making sure you are organized from the time you come in to the time you end. Making sure you have everything when you leave your station. When you get in that truck and you got to go to your first stop, you want to look in your truck. You want to make sure, okay, I got my mail, I got my packages, you know. Make sure you have your spurs, you know, like, hey, when you go to other stations, before you leave, hey, do I have everything? Because I tell them people, hey, do I have everything? Have y'all given me everything? Because I do not want to come back. I do not like coming back. I am a woman that knows who she is, and I carry myself in that manner. So no matter if you think because I'm a CCA, you think, oh, I'm new, or yada, 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 that, you know, I just don't play them type of games. So, and there's been a lot of cases I've asked them, hey, do I have everything I need? No, yeah, you got everything you need. And they're literally calling me, hey, I'm sorry, we have a bucket full of spurs. I have a bucket full of spurs. I've been on my route for an hour. It's okay, you know, this is what you sign up for, because they would never do that to a regular. You know, they would never do it. But at the end of the day, they wouldn't send a regular to another station. But at the end of the day, you learn so much, and that's the beauty of it, because in this assistance time, CCA, being an assistant, you're supposed to assist the regular carriers. You have to learn so much. You learn so much. And the post office is a great job. It really is. It could seem very trying in the beginning, but it's very rewarding, because it's a lot of freedom. Once I leave the station, it's just me, the mail, And, you know, I got people that I see regularly that, hey, Ashley, you know, da-da-da-da, asking me, oh, I like your hair, this, you know, this, those type of things. You just build a rapport with people. And even when I go to other stations, they're like, oh, I remember you. It's like this older lady when I go to Ralph McGill. She's always pleasant, always has a smile. She remembers me as soon as I come in. So it just really like, it's just really like fun and exciting to just be at the post office and, you know, go other places. So I'm very blessed to be able to have that experience. You know, I don't like when the mail be like, though. I don't like it because that I ain't getting no hours. But, you know, because you're new. Because you're new. The thing is, you want to make money. You want to get them hours. You want to get their penalty. You know, penalty is where it's at. But at the end of the day, like, I'm just here passing through. Honestly, I'm passing through as to whatever God has for me in my life. And because it's so much that I want to do. I'm a creator. Like, I create things, and that is my sole purpose, creation, to be able to help others, no matter what that looks like. You know, if it looks like solely being at the post office, okay, cool. If it's, you know, doing great with my content and working at the post office, okay, cool. You know, I'm here to serve whatever God has put me on this earth to do. But I just really wanted to share some light on being able to help anyone that's probably having a problem or just not understanding. Because if you do not care, it's not going to work, honestly. If you do not care, because this job, you have to care. Because I got a new apartment that's just been on my route. They're new, brand spanking new, just built everything nice. I think they probably cost like $2K a month for one bedroom, one bathroom. I looked in the other day, and they've already fed me. One day it came in, it was like, we got some food for you. I don't know these people, but how I carry myself, and like, they get a lot of insufficient meal right now because their tenants, it was a lot of mailing, like the way they set up their numbers and stuff just wasn't coincide with the post office yet. What we was giving, and I guess what they were doing was totally two different things. So the tenants that did start moving in, because it's only about 10 tenants that live in there, and I think they have like 300 apartments, so it's like 10. It's really new. And I always go and like go to the package room, and I'll see like, okay, who this is. We're not supposed to do that actually, because it's insufficient mail that, you know, messes up our time. But I got a system now where I'm like, they give me a rent roll of the people that's in there, so I can see already where it is when I'm already at the station, get it down, because sometimes that route gets split up and I may go to another station, yada yada yada. So I just try to like care, try to help out people, because you just don't know what that forwarded mail is. And I've been where I moved and I'm looking for mail, so I just do things like if it's a big package, right? And it's this place where it's 3 apartments and they only got 1 leasing office, and it's like the 3 apartments are spread out in a circular like division, and so they will accept all the packages that go there. But I'm like, if I'm already here doing the mail and I got this big package that can't fit in the parcel locker, and you can go take it to the door, but they got like 6-7 levels. It's just very time consuming as how it's set up, right? So to me, it's like, oh, they say, oh, you can bring it to the leasing office, but I literally have to go all the way downstairs, put it back in my truck, unload it again, get on the elevator, go all the way back to the leasing office, and I gotta drive to the leasing office. It may seem like, oh, 3 in a circular division may be nothing, but it's like 5-10 minutes that's being taken away from when I can literally just get on the elevator, drop it off at their door, you know, something like that. But Amazon people are like, oh no, I'm about to take it to the leasing office, right? And it's just like, they don't have a dolly like I have, or a truck, you know, if they do have a truck. So I just think about like, how they gonna get it to their place? You know, I'm already here, I already got the equipment and stuff. They could just drag it in their house once I leave by the door. So I care. I just think about, you know, if it would affect me, you know, if I can help them. And my coworkers be like, girl, good Samaritan Ashley or whatever. But that's just what I'm here for, and I'm okay with that. It warms my heart to be able to help people, and I'm okay with that. I used to not be okay with that. I used to hate that I cared so much, but now I've grown into that's who I am, and that's what I was put on this earth to do, was to care for the things and do for those things where God could trust me to, be that person that, like, whatever happens, like that, I'm glad that she did do this, because you just never know, like, people's situation, people's lifestyle. Even if it wasn't at the post office doing something else, you just never know. And God trusted me to have a heart to be able to care, to be able to go above and beyond, or really do it in a different way. So I hope this really helped. That time tracking, you don't want nobody playing with your money. You don't want nobody playing with your money. That's what I would say. So the biggest thing is to screenshot. I can't stress that enough. Screenshot. I don't play about my money. Ever since that happened, I got my money though. And it took a month, because you gotta think post office slow. But yeah, you want to do that. But most and foremost, you want to get as much knowledge as you possibly could from the older people there, because these people have been there 20 years, 30 years, about to retire, whatever. And it's some nice routes. in the metro Atlanta. And I've had the privilege to be on a lot of different routes, and some routes that, baby, I could never do. I could do it on them days I want that money, but like, I just think about the days like, I want to get up at 5 o'clock, Some days you out there at 7, 8 o'clock, It just all depends. But even on those days, it's beautiful, because it's just me, the mail, the world, and I don't have anybody hoovering over me, micromanaging me, anything. So, and then when I get back to the station, also, organizing the mail as well. I'm glad I did think of that. It's like, you want to make sure after each section, like, even if you're on a riding route, you want to start you return to sender, vacant, IA. I always have rubber bands. I didn't have none in my bag, but because when I come back in from the station, I always just take them off and put them back into my my rubber band bucket. But and I'm gonna put some pictures here where your return to sender, your vacant, your IA, you just want to have all of those already rubber band, already together. So when you come to the station, because they only give you 5 minutes to, when you get out the truck, unload your truck, come in, put your stuff, your whole meal, and get out. That's really not enough time, but we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, so you just want to be organized. You just want to have all your ducks in a row. And if you are joining the post office, I want to say welcome. If you are already here, thank you so much. I can go on and on, but because I was a clerk before, and then I transferred over to being a mail carrier, and I like it so much better. Clerking, you got people micromanaging you and stuff, but it's a lot of benefits to clerking as well, being a clerk. So it just depends on who you are, what you like, and what suits your life. That's just basically what it comes down to. But I thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for just all that you do. I know this is totally different content that I normally put out. So still thank you for engaging with me. If you like this type of content, or you have questions about the post office, or if you think it's something that I missed that I could really elaborate on, make sure you comment in the comments. Let me know, if I missed anything, or just your love and appreciation for the video and this knowledge that I just dropped on you guys. But thank you so much, and until then, next time, thank you. So this is the package look ahead. Each section, I go to the very end of that last section, and that's how I load my truck. So if I'm just starting, I start at section 1. I would go right before I get to 2, and I would start with that address and work my way to the first package that's listed. And I do that for each section on like riding routes. Apartments is self-explanatory, but riding routes will really help you. Basically gives you which package that's going to be next. It's like I don't really number like 1, 2, 3, and 4, because that's time consuming. Once you just put them in order, it makes it a lot easier. It goes a lot smoother, so hey, this is the next package. Once I get to this address, so forth and on. But package look ahead is, I would say, 98% correct. I do face a couple of challenges when I do it. It may be out of order from what they tell me, but you'll kind of get the flow of it. It'll probably be at the most one or two that will be misplaced throughout like the whole package look ahead. But other than that, it's a really great tool to use if you're not familiar with the route. And even if you're familiar with the route, literally sometimes, because things just are, it is complicated. But that's package look ahead.